Truth shouldn't feel like an attack, but it does. Most people say they want truth. They say they value honesty. They say they want clarity. They say they want to grow. But the moment truth challenges something they believe, it doesn't feel like truth. It feels like an attack. Have you ever noticed that? Someone hears an idea that conflicts with their belief, and instead of curiosity, they react emotionally. Defensive, frustrated, sometimes even angry. Not because the truth was cruel, but because it touched something fragile, something protected, something tied to identity. And here's what most people never realize. Truth doesn't attack you, but it does threaten illusions. And when illusions feel safe, truth feels dangerous. That's why so many people avoid it. Not consciously, instinctively. Survival mechanism most people don't understand is your brain is wired for survival. Not truth, not growth, survival. And one of the ways the brain protects survival is by protecting identity. Because identity gives stability. It gives certainty. It gives structure to how you see the world. Your beliefs become anchors. Your opinions become shields. Your worldview becomes territory. And when that territory feels threatened, the brain reacts the same way it would to physical danger. Heart rate increases, muscles tense, emotions rise. Not because truth is harmful, but because uncertainty feels unsafe. That's why disagreement often turns emotional so quickly. It's not logic fighting logic. It's identity fighting for survival. And once survival mode activates, curiosity shuts down. Listening stops. Defense begins. There's a moment in everyone's life where beliefs stop being ideas and start becoming identity. That shift is subtle. It's powerful. At first, you hold beliefs. Later, beliefs begin holding you. You stop saying, I believe this, and begin living as if this belief is me. And once that happens, disagreement no longer feels intellectual. It feels personal. If someone questions your belief, it feels like they're questioning you, your intelligence, your judgment, your worth. And that's when truth starts feeling threatening. Not because it's false, but because it challenges something deeply attached to self-image. That's why some people react strongly, even when the conversation is calm. The reaction isn't about the words. It's about what those words represent. Growth begins at a very specific moment. The moment you resist the urge to defend and choose to become curious. That moment is rare in today's world because defending feels natural, automatic, protective. But curiosity, it requires strength. It requires humility. It requires admitting I might not have the full picture. That doesn't mean abandoning your beliefs. It means examining them honestly, testing them, refining them, strengthening what is true, releasing what isn't. The ancient philosopher Socrates once said, "The unexamined life is not worth living." Not because life loses value, but because unexamined beliefs limit freedom. When you examine your beliefs, you become less reactive, less defensive, more grounded, and far more capable of seeing clearly. Truth requires courage, not loud courage, quiet courage. The courage to sit with discomfort, the courage to hear something that challenges your perspective without reacting immediately, without shutting down, without attacking. Because real strength isn't found in defending every belief. It's found in being willing to examine them, to question them, to refine them. Truth is not your enemy, it's your teacher. Teachers sometimes challenge you, push you, and reveal blind spots that you didn't know existed. And that discomfort is not punishment, it's invitation. Invitation to see deeper, to understand more clearly, to grow beyond what once limited you. So what does this look like in daily life? It starts with awareness. The next time you feel defensive, just pause. Notice it. Not the other person, not their words, your reaction. Ask yourself, why does this feel personal? Is this belief something I deeply examined or something I inherited? That question alone creates space. Space between reaction and understanding. Space between emotion and clarity. And that space is where growth begins. So here's the path. Learn to recognize when truth feels uncomfortable. And resist the urge to defend immediately. Stay present, stay curious, stay willing to learn. Because the moment truth stops feeling like an attack is the moment real growth begins. And that's when awareness replaces reaction. Clarity replaces fear. And strength replaces defensiveness. Before you move on, just sit with this for a moment. Not everything you heard today is meant to be agreed with immediately. Some of it is meant to be questioned. Some of it is meant to be tested. And some of it might stay with you longer than you expect. Because growth doesn't happen when we hear what we like. It happens when we hear what makes us think. If something in this video made you stop, made you reflect, or made you uncomfortable in a good way, that's not resistance. That's awareness beginning. And from awareness, change becomes possible. So stay curious, stay honest, and keep looking inward. I'll see you in the next one.